3 years ago, I was a ghost. I'd walk into a room and people would look right through me like I didn't exist. I had friends, sure, but let's be honest, nobody gave a damn whether I was there or not. Nobody texted me first. Nobody thought about me when I wasn't around. Then I stumbled onto something that honestly scared me at first. 4 psychological triggers that exist in every single person you meet. And when I figured out how to weaponize them, everything changed. People started craving my attention. They'd literally light up when they saw me. And what I'm about to show you, this is the stuff nobody talks about. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make anyone obsessed with you.
The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds.
Here's what most people don't understand about human connection, and honestly, what took me years to figure out. There's a huge difference between being liked and being needed. When someone likes you, cool, you're pleasant to be around. But when someone needs you, you become their damn drug. This happens through something psychologists call deficiency targeting. And no, they don't teach this stuff in school for a reason. Every person walking around has internal voids, emotional gaps they're desperately trying to fill. Most people go through life never having these voids truly satisfied. They get surface level BS, generic compliments, shallow-ass conversations. But here's where it gets interesting, and stay with me because this is crucial. When you learn to identify these specific deficiencies and fill them precisely, something incredible happens in their brain. You literally trigger their reward system in a way that associates you with emotional fulfillment. Just like any substance that activates dopamine pathways, the effect wears off, and guess what? They start craving more. Except they don't crave the feeling, they crave you. They don't even realize why they suddenly want to text you, hang out with you, or seek your approval. It's completely subconscious, kinda messed up when you think about it. The key is something I call spike detection, and this is where most people screw up completely. Human behavior flows like a line. Normal tone, normal speed, normal energy. But occasionally, something different happens. You'll see what I call a spike. Sudden animation, repetition of phrases, increased emotional intensity. When this happens, you've touched something deep. You've hit a nerve, and this is where it gets powerful. Your job is to map these spikes to one of 4 psychological weak points. Miss this, and you're just having another forgettable conversation. Catch this, and you've found the key to someone's mind. So, let's break down these 4 weak points, and trust me, by the time we get to the 4th one, you'll understand why some people have so much power over others. First up, and this is probably the easiest one to exploit, some people have an insatiable hunger to feel special. You'll recognize them easily. They constantly reference their achievements, retell stories where they looked impressive, or position themselves as the alpha of their friend group. Here's the trap most people fall into, and I see this crap everywhere. They give direct compliments. Nice style, man. You look great. These bounce right off. The person hears it, feels good for 5 seconds, and forgets it. Totally useless. The secret, indirect praise that makes them feel superior without you explicitly stating it. This is the difference between amateurs and people who actually understand influence. Try this. Ask them for advice on something specific. When they answer, respond with, "Wow, you're absolutely right. I genuinely
genuinely didn't think of that. Boom! You've just made them feel intellectually valuable. But here's the thing. It has to be authentic in delivery, or they'll sense the BS, or use what I call third-party validation, and this one's honestly a bit manipulative, but damn does it work. If they mention they run 6 miles daily, wait, stay silent. When they inevitably ask why you're asking, say, Henry and I were debating whether you could actually run that far without stopping. He said 6 miles is seriously impressive. You've just told them that you and someone else were discussing them. Instant social proof and validation. They'll replay that conversation in their mind for days. I've seen this technique create obsession faster than anything else. A nuclear option? Playful teasing about something they're proud of. If they're tall, how's the weather up there? You're reinforcing their pride while keeping it light and memorable. But listen carefully. People with this weak point are the easiest to manipulate, which means you need to make sure you're not one of them. If you find yourself constantly seeking validation, you're vulnerable. Fix that before you try to use this on others.
Now this one is powerful, like seriously powerful. When someone has a major life goal, getting into medical school, launching a business, making a career change, they're bombarded with generic encouragement. You've got this. Don't give up. It's noise. White noise that means absolutely nothing. But deep down, there's always that voice whispering, what if I fail? What if I were not good enough? Your weapon here is strategic reassurance, but not the way you think. And here's where 99% of people screw this up completely. When they express fear or doubt, do not give advice. Do not try to solve their problem. That's what everyone else does, and it's why everyone else is forgettable. Instead, listen. Just shut up and listen. Let them fully express their fear. This alone puts you ahead of most people. Then provide hope through storytelling, and this is the key that unlocks everything. Example, my cousin was in your exact position, trying to break into software development. He felt just as lost with programming languages as you do. Couldn't understand any of it, but step by step it clicked for him. Now he's an engineer at Microsoft, and honestly, you're working harder than he ever did. Real or fabricated, your choice, and I'm not here to judge. But these stories create a mental pathway. If they made it, I can too. And since you provided that pathway, you become their source of hope. Guess what happens next? They'll return to you every single time doubt creeps in. You become their emotional anchor. Keep watching, because the next weak point is where things get a bit darker. All right, let me focus on one of the most common traumas, especially among young men: romantic rejection. And look, I'm just gonna be real with you here. When a man gets rejected, he spirals hard. He assumes something's fundamentally wrong with him. His looks, his personality, his worth, everything. And here's the messed up part. The rejection might have nothing to do with him at all, but nobody tells him that. So he sits there, replaying every interaction, torturing himself. Your goal is to reframe the narrative. But, and this is critical, never directly. Don't say, you're better than her, or she's the problem. That's weak, and it doesn't work. You need to make him arrive at that conclusion himself. If he's single, plant seeds. Did you know she was in a relationship for 6 years? The guy promised marriage, then married someone else. She's been on antidepressants ever since. Or even Marcus tried with her and got rejected. And you know his track record. You're providing context that shifts blame away from him without explicitly saying it. It's subtle, but that's what makes it effective. If he's in a new relationship, reinforce his choice. The girl you're with now is objectively better. Better personality, better looking, better fit for you. You're elevating his perceived value and erasing the sting of past rejection. Now, the fourth weak point is controversial. Some of you aren't gonna like what I'm about to say, but if
you want to protect yourself, you need to understand this.
Let me be blunt here. As a man, you cannot exploit this the way women can, and that's just reality. Women hold something men desperately want, and they can dangle it to create obsessive behavior. I'm not saying this to be controversial, it's just how the game works. This weak point isn't about how to use it, because honestly, you can't. It's about recognizing when it's being used on you. And this is where guys lose their damn minds and throw away their dignity. If a woman gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked, but never follows through, if she pulls away the moment you stop chasing, if she keeps you in this endless cycle of hope and disappointment, you're being manipulated through this weak point. Plain and simple. Awareness is your defense. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it, and that's going to save you a lot of wasted time and energy. Now here's what ties everything together, and this is honestly the most important part, so pay attention. When you consistently hit someone's weak points, you're not just making them feel good, you're creating a dependency. Their brain starts associating you with the fulfillment of their deepest needs. The validation seeker associates you with feeling special. The fearful achiever associates you with hope. The traumatized person associates you with healing. And just like any dependency, when the feeling fades, they crave more. They'll text you, seek you out, prioritize time with you, all without consciously understanding why. It's subconscious, automatic, powerful. You become essential, not just liked, needed. And that's the difference between having surface-level friendships and having people who genuinely can't imagine their life without you in it. Now look, I know some of you are thinking this sounds manipulative, and yeah, it kind of is, but here's the thing. People are using these techniques on you every single day, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you gonna be the one who understands the game, or are you gonna keep being played? Look, everything I just shared is powerful, genuinely powerful, but it's only the foundation, the tip of the iceberg. In my ebook, The Influence Code, I break down 27 advanced techniques for reading people instantly, 15 manipulation defense strategies so you never get played again, and the complete framework for building magnetic charisma that makes you unforgettable in any room you walk into. This isn't theory or feel-good BS. This is the exact system I used to go from invisible to influential, from being ignored to being needed. And if you're serious about transforming your social power and finally becoming the person people gravitate toward, grab your copy now. The link is in the description. Don't sleep on this.